Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Welcome to your math lesson. In this particular lesson, we are going to continue with the lesson of practical geometry. We learned about the construction of perpendiculars. We learned about construction of perpendicular bisectors. Moving on to the construction of angles. This is the last part of our lesson of practical geometry. Right? So by the end of this particular lesson, you will be able to know what is the construction of angles, how can we do that. By when the measure of the angle is known, so they'll be giving you certain degree of measures that draw a 30 degrees angle or draw a 60 degrees angle, etc. So this is the one thing that you will draw. Then you will also be able to draw or construct, I should say, those kind of angles whose measurement is not known to you. So you'll be just given an angle and you need to make a copy of that angle using the compasses. So, and the next thing that we learn is about the angle bisectors constructions. Okay. So moving with the first slide here, what we have is, what do we mean by angles? We are just revising this part here. Angle, it is a structure formed by two rays, right? So we know that what is an angle? When we see that from a particular point, we see two rays, the distance between the two rays, the how much they are opening, so we call it as the angle. This measure of the difference that is there in between these two lines, we call it angle, right? Now we measure it in the degrees. So the two rays have the common end point. We call it the vertex of the angle, right? So now let us see how we can construct an angle. Yeah, so construction of an angle with a given measure. So first of all, we are going to learn about those constructions where we are already known the measure of the angle. Okay, so starting with drawing 60 degrees angle using a protractor. So quickly take out the protractor from your geometry box, take out the ruler, take out the pencils. Now we are going to draw the angle 60 degrees which is in measure using the protractor. The first step says that draw a line AB or BA, anything you can name. So here is a line, you can use any measure for this particular line. So any length you can keep. Now what you do, you put the protractor on the line such a way that the center of the protractor lays on point B. Okay, so one of the end points you need to make sure that you put the center of the protractor at one of the end point, right, of the line segment. And then the zero edge comes on the line segment BA. So here you can see this particular line BA. Here exactly this where you see the 0, we are going to read from here. So because we are reading from the right hand side, so we are here starting from the inner, we are going to read from the inner end of the protractor, okay, where you see these inner measurements given, not the outer one, okay, because the opening of the angle is from this end, okay. Now, so here start from 0 degree where you see and mark a point C at 60 degrees. So here you will mark a point C where you see 60 degrees. See, here it is 60 degrees. You mark a point C over there. Okay. So here, this is the 60 where you see, you mark a point C over there and you then just remove the protractor and join this point B to the point C. Okay. And you will observe that you have got an angle of measure 60 degrees. And what is the angle? The angle is angle ABC, right? So now suppose you are drawing the angle the other way. So if suppose you are drawing the angle here, okay, so say this here at this mark B, and let's say this is BX, okay. I want you to think about how you can draw an angle of 55 degrees, okay. So because here you can see BX is on the, we are going to open the angle, the face of the angle is going to open on the left side. So we are going to read from the outer edge of the protractor. So where is 55 on the outer edge? It is over here, right here, okay. So we will mark a point over here that is exactly at 55 degrees, right. So now we remove the protractor. We join this particular line here. Let's say this is point Y. So we have made an angle XBY, that measures 55 degrees, right? So you can now see how we have made two angles opening on left side and right side, right? And here this was angle ABC, that was of 60 degrees in measure. Okay, this is just to show you that how you are going to read the angle and how you are going to read the protractor while measuring a particular angle. Now comes the important part, the main part of construction, okay, where you're going to do the construction of a copy of an angle with the unknown measure. Here you were using protractor. It was really simple because you were known what is the measure of the angle. Now you don't know what is the measure of the angle. You need to find the copy of a given angle, okay. You have the unknown measure here. Okay, we are going to use the ruler and compass. So get ready with the tools of your construction. We are going to draw a copy of angle A. Here this is the point A, the vertex of this angle, and I hope you do remember that we can name an angle by the vertex itself, right? So angle A is what we are going to draw. In order to draw the copy of this angle A, the first step is that you need to draw a line L and then you mark a point P on that line L. It can be of any measurement. Okay. So quickly do the step 1. You draw a line L and on this particular line L you mark a point P on it. Done. Moving to the next step. The next step says take A as the center in the given angle and draw an arc of any radius which cuts the two rays at B and C. Okay, so what you do, you go back to the given angle. Okay, so this is the given angle A. What you do, you keep the pointer at A. Okay, and then any radius you can open in your compass and you make an arc over here like this. Okay, so keeping the pointer at A, you make an arc of any radius of your choice, right? So this step 2 is done. Now what you do, in the line L, the line that you have drawn where you have marked a point P on it, now with the same opening, so what you have opened here for this particular angle A, the same opening of the compass you will take, don't disturb this opening. What you do now is, you draw a similar kind of arc on this line L. Okay, so the same kind of arc with the same measurement, same radius on the compasses, you draw an arc on this particular line L. Okay, so here they have drawn this particular. So here, keeping this point at P, you draw an arc like this. Clear? Now when you are done with this particular step, it says take P as the center and draw an arc with the same radius as above, which cuts line L at Q. So here you have marked the point Q. Now moving on to the next step. It says open your compass to take the length of the arc BC. So where is this arc BC? If you can see, it is right here. I'll just show you the image. Right, so where it is, where you took the angle A. Here this is say point B and this is say point C. So you need to open now. You have firstly drawn arcs on this particular angle A and you have drawn the similar over the similar opening of your compass. You have drawn an arc at the line L keeping P as the center, right? Now what you do, with the compass change its opening. So how much you need to change? You need to open this particular compass with the measurement of BC, right? So where you see the arc touching the two rays of the given angle A. So you open your compass to the measure of BC, okay? Now let's get back to where we were here, right? So this is the opening of your BC. It says open your compass to take the length of arc BC. Now what you do next is take Q as the center and draw an arc with the same radius to cut the arc drawn earlier at point R. So now with the same radius that you have taken on the compass that measures for the angle. So suppose this was the angle A, this was point B, this was point C. So you took the opening of this particular arc BC. Don't disturb this particular measurement. With the same measurement on your compass, you keep the point at Q and then you make an arc at this particular point R. Okay. Now you have got this particular arc R which measures equal to BC. So it says taking Q as the center and draw an arc with the same radius to cut the arc drawn earlier at R. Clear? So you already drew this arc particular which is meeting at L at Q. On the same arc you cut another arc. At the end what will you do is you just need to join PR. Okay, it will be the angle which is same as the angle A that we had earlier. Let's just quickly recollect all what we did. We were given a particular angle A, right? What we did, we need to draw a copy of this. So first of all we drew a line L and we marked a point P on it, right? Now with the opening of compass, any opening we can take, we make an arc on this angle A. Let's say it is meeting the arms at B and C respectively. Now, without disturbing the opening where we made this arc, meeting the arms at B and C, we keep the point at P and we make the same kind of arc. Okay, let's say it is meeting the line L at Q. Now you open the compass, you change the opening, and how much opening now you want? You need to make the opening of this particular measure, BC. Okay, so you open the compass and you make the opening of the compass equal to the arc BC. Okay, now with this particular opening of your compass, you keep the point at Q. Okay, here on the line L, you will keep on Q. Okay. Now keeping the point at Q, you will make an arc. So whatever opening you have, make an arc to it. Let's name this as R. Now you just need to join P to this point R, and what you have got on this line L is the angle equal to the measure of angle A that was given to us. Simple. Now let us move ahead to learn how we can draw the bisector of an angle. Okay. An angle bisector is nothing else but a particular line that is going to divide the given angle into two equal parts. Like you learned about the perpendicular for the lines, the perpendicular bisectors for the lines. So it was just dividing a line into two equal parts. Now we are going to bisect the angle that way. Okay, an angle bisector is the line segment which divides a particular given angle into two equal parts. This is what it says. It is also called the line of symmetry of the angle. Again, the word line of symmetry comes in picture. What is line of symmetry? Which divides a particular thing into two equal parts, right? Let us learn how to construct the angle bisector using ruler and compass. So we just learned how to draw an angle by two methods. When we were given the measurement, we used the protractor in that case. When we were not given the measure, we used compasses and ruler in order to draw the copy of that particular angle. Now we are going to draw a bisector to a given angle. So first of all, it says that construction of angle bisector using ruler and compass. Okay, I'm sure it's easy to draw an angle using protractor. Let us draw using the ruler and compass. So it says draw an angle bisector of angle O. They are already given us a particular angle which is angle O. So here it is. We just have to draw. We don't know what measure we have got for this angle O. We're just going to draw a bisector to this angle. Okay. But before drawing bisector, can you tell me where will be the line of symmetry for this particular angle? Can you think about it? If you draw a line exactly at the center here, this will be the line of symmetry for this particular angle. Am I right? Think about folding this particular angle along this line of symmetry. You will see that the two rays, they will overlap each other completely. Is that right? So this particular line that I have drawn, it is the line of symmetry for this angle. We are going to construct this particular line of symmetry and it will be called as the bisector of the angle. Okay? Here, step 1. Put the pointer at O. Okay, first step is you have got the angle. You were already given with it. So angle O, we will put the pointer at this particular point O and then we need to draw an arc of any radius so that it cuts the two rays at point A and point B. So first step is simple. You just open the compass, any opening you can keep, and make an arc. It should be that big that it meets both the arms. And here we have named it as point A and point B. That is the points of intersection. Let's look at the next step. The next step says put the pointer on point A and draw an arc of radius more than half of AB. Okay, so now what you need to do? First of all, you had this angle A. You drew any arc over here. Now you open the compass with the measure somewhere between till this point. Okay, so this can be the opening of your compass because you need to take it more than half of AB. Okay. Now with this particular opening, keeping the point at A, you will make an arc. Simple. Now repeat the step by keeping the point at B. So while taking B as the center, we will draw an arc with the same radius. So we don't disturb the compass, we make another arc from the point B. Make sure that it is cutting the previously drawn arc at point C. Okay, so we have marked it as point C. Now, simple, you just need to join this particular vertex point O to this particular point C. And what you have observed is the required angle bisector of angle O, right? So we can also say that angle BOC, this particular angle here, this one is equal to angle AOC, or we can say COA. Clear?